On Tuesday, we saw that the Amgen Tour of California announced the event would be going on hiatus in 2020. The big question is what this means for domestic professional racing right here in the United States. The hard truth is that racing in the US is at rock bottom. When the Tour of California went to the World Tour status, there were big questions around whether this was sustainable for racing in the US. We saw a lot of US teams struggle to make the leap to the professional continental level. In fact, we published an article about this back in 2018. Was the current professional racing in the US sustainable with, at the time, 4 professional continental teams? More than any country in the world at that point. The answer is no, it was not sustainable. We saw teams go away, and now we see the Amgen Tour of California going away. There are few to none UCI events in the US, and our biggest domestic race is now the Tour of Utah, which is a 1-point HC event and struggles to draw major World Tour teams. Same goes for the US Pro Road Race. At the US Pro Road Race, there are amateurs up in the mix. You can look at this 2 ways. Pro racing in the US is dead and is going to go away, or this is a moment for US pro racing to become something entirely different, unique, and more accessible to fans, athletes, and sponsors. The biggest race in the US is pretty much Dirty Kansas. We're seeing more and more professional road racers turn to alternative events, including our biggest World Tour team, EF Education First. These events allow racers, fans, and athletes to all participate together and also give promoters an additional source of revenue stream, including events like the Tour of Flanders, Il Lombardia, and even the Tour de France. They all have major grand fondos that are associated with their events and draw thousands of recreational riders. In reinventing itself, US Pro Racing is going to have to become more accessible and more engaging to the fans, the sponsors, and people who want to actually participate in the race. Sure, it's really sad to see America's one World Tour event go away, but what if we had 10, 20, 30 high-level professional events in its place that were of a more grassroots nature and gave athletes more opportunity to compete? It's obvious that professional racing in the US cannot support a World Tour event, so let's have more grassroots events in the place of the Tour of California. Agree, disagree, leave us a comment on social media, and of course, tune into the Tour of Utah, which is live and on demand on FloBikes.